India and Pakistan are on the brink of all-out war as India directly fired missiles into Pakistan in retaliation for the terror attack that killed 26 tourists last month. Pakistan vows to respond. Well, Sanjay Sadana, former president of the Asian Indian Alliance, joins us now. So Sanjay, what can you tell us about what's happening right now on the ground between India and Pakistan?
India had to make a surgical strike, so to say, or had to fire missiles into Pakistan. India doesn't want to do that. It is in response, as you mentioned earlier, for a terrorist attack killing 26 innocent people who had gone on vacation to a city in India, Pahalgaon in Srinagar, where they were targeted by a terrorist group and they had to identify themselves as Hindus or Muslims. And based on the religion, they were point blank killed, shot in the head in front of their families. Children were killed, massacred. It is not a terrorist attack. It is a barbaric terrorist attack that happened on the Indian soil on April 22nd to a very peaceful families, kids who had gone on vacation. Now that happened, and since then it's been 15 days that the government of Pakistan has not responded. And whatever responses that they have given so far have been so irrelevant and to the point that it's shameful that the government of Pakistan has tried to belittle the situation, calling this something done by the Indian government. All these things are adding salt to wound. Indian government had no order to try and disrupt the ongoing peaceful talks that were going on between India and the US trying to build businesses. India had no reason to start a war. Pakistan has been trying to make fake news these days that India has done these act of terrorism to its own people, which really makes no sense. So I think that that is absurd. And also, I would like to talk about the camps that have been destroyed by India in this attack or in this operation called Sindoor were already identified by the United Nations as they are harboring the terrorist camps. So it is nothing that India has done without the UN being informed about it. So I think these attack or the retaliation that India the government has done was very much forthcoming. Raj, what's happening again is that the terrorists in Pakistan are harbored, are matured, are given refuge by the government and by the military. It is a proxy war that is continuously be played by the government of Pakistan and the military. So it's not just the terrorists; it is the government that is behind everything that's happening. So that they cannot shake their hands off. So if the war happens, this is going to disrupt the entire world stability. It is not just between two nations. The entire world war can happen if things are not properly managed. So for we have to be careful, we have to be mature, we have to make sure that things are not let out of control.
So my friend, you grew up in Delhi. You are obviously Indian. You're Hindu. You obviously have a lot invested in this. You currently live in the United States, but for someone who might not be that aware of the tension, the precarious nature of the border between India and Pakistan, how did we get to this place so quickly? Obviously, there was the terrorist attack, but then there was, India and Pakistan, doing other things like shutting down airspace. How did we go from, a month ago, no one even heard about this on the news, to now potentially, a full war? How did it escalate so quickly?
Raj, the problem between India and Pakistan has been going on since 1947-48, but things have changed. There have been multiple terrorist attacks on the Indian soil for the last 30 odd years. It has escalated even more. If you remember, we had an attack on Mumbai where 180 Indian civilians were killed. This is almost in the same lines where now 28 people have been slaughtered in India. Uh, and this is at a time when India is trying to negotiate with the world to build an alternate economic playground, curtailing the Chinese dominance in trade. Apple Computer is trying to build their manufacturing base in India. India has no reason to go for a war, whereas Pakistan is trying to obstruct all these initiatives that India is trying to make towards building a better world where the economic stability comes in place.
Well, let me read you something. So Pakistan's defense minister, Khawaja Muhammad Asif, said, quote, they are prepared for an all-out war. So my friend, do you see this escalating to a full-scale war between these two nuclear powers?
India doesn't want a war. But on the other hand, the best way is to be prepared for a war. And India has been preparing for such eventuality for years. So the strikes were very well controlled, very well managed, and were trying to make sure that there is no escalation of war. However, again, India is a country of billions of people. India is ready for war. India has more military than Pakistan can even imagine. But if it comes to that, India will go to war, but it's not something that we want.
Well, Sanjay, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Raj.